Okay, so everybody should have this in front of them right now. This is our new list. Now, I'm going to go over a couple different things with you guys, because normally we would do our test on, this says up to 4/6, because that's that Tuesday, and it's the Tuesday that we come back from break. But that does not mean that we are taking the test that day, because I don't want to give you guys a test the day you come back from spring break. So we're actually going to take the test on, and I don't think I added that to this list. Cross this out. Cross it out. Everybody cross that out. On the calendar, it's right, but cross it out. If you're not crossing it out, you should be doing it. Did you cross it out already? Cross it out.
Ian, cross it out.
Instead, write in 4/7. We're going to take that spelling test on 4/7 instead. So that means when you guys come back, we'll have a day to also study. Of course, you can study over break, but I know some of you guys are going to pretend that school doesn't exist at all over break. So, I expect that to happen. So, let's go ahead though and quickly take a look at these words. Once again, we're doing digraphs. Last week we did the same thing, but we had SH, PH, WH, and TH words, right? This week we have CH and TCH words. The TCH, that's at the end. That's where there's that little hyphen in front of it. Guys, I'm hoping everybody is paying attention. And again, a digraph. What is it again, guys? What is it again? Who can tell me what it is? Ariana? Well, in this case, these are the digraphs that we're looking at, but what are they? There's WH, there's PH, there's TCH, there could be DGE, there are a number of them, but what's our definition for it? What happens with that? Yeah.
Hey, you guys need to start doing that at recess too. So, we have 15 extra minutes at recess. Go ahead.
What do they do?
They added sounds that would make the entire.
They do add in sounds to make the whole word complete, and they're different sounds than the letters would normally make, right? So in this case, the C and the H, now C's can be soft or hard, correct? Because you could say nice, and the C in nice is soft. It sounds like S. Nice. Go ahead and say it, guys. Say it. Say that soft C. Nice. Right? Say it like a snake would say it. Nice. Sounds like an S, right? But it's a C. Now what about in cat? Cat. Cut. Cut. That cuss sound, that's a hard C, right? But now when you add an H to it, you make it into a CH. Now what sound do you get? Check, right? You do, like check, or we got a lot of TCHs. Touch,
Chip.
right? Chip, like I like eating chips, right? So it changes the sound. The TCH does the same thing. Now, the TCH and the CH, though, they sound really similar, right? They pretty much sound the same. So some of these are just, you have to remember which words have a minute. Now, ketchup, for instance, right here. Ketchup. You guys know what ketchup is.
I know.
Now, sometimes you will see this spelled slightly differently depending on where you are. Sometimes you will see it spelled differently. In fact, you might even see it spelled completely differently, like this. But it's really more of kind of a regional thing. Different places will spell it that way. Or you might see it like this. But that's a little weird too. This is the most frequent spelling. So this is the one we're going with. But it's got a TCH in it. See that TCH? Ketchup. Ketchup. Now what about this word? Check. Check. It's not kahek or sec. It's check. Like check your work, right? Sellers. Your question?
No.
Okay. Madeline, your question? A dialogue. A dialogue is people talking. What do you mean? Dialogue is when people are talking back and forth. That's what we call dialogue. A monologue is when one person is talking. A dialogue. So if you look at the prefix for those words, di means two. DI, and like mono, means one. So a monologue, it's the mono. Monologue means one person talking. Dialogue means two people talking. I think you probably wouldn't say trialogue, but try would be three. Okay, or quattro. Now we're just getting. Okay, so batch has got the TCH, right? Ian, do you have a question?
Dialogue sounds like a recorded voice.
Sounds like a recorded voice note now? Well, a dialogue would, no, I think you're thinking more like a log, like a voice log. And it has a similar word in it, right? But dialogue is a conversation between at least two people. Yes, Brewer.
You should have put my name in there because
It
it has a CH.
has a CH in it, but in your case, though, just like in Chloe's with the KH, you're still pronouncing it with a hard C. So it actually isn't a digraph because it isn't changing the way that it sounds, right, Chloe?
Chloe.
Unless we said Chloe. Chloe. Okay. Match. TCH. Kitchen. TCH. Stretch. TCH. Fish. TCH. Sketch. TCH. Touch. Only CH. You guys are really going to have to study these because I suspect when I see the spelling test come back and when I see things like your writing come back, then I'm going to see some of these misspelled. Now, I also want to remind you, when you write your stories, guys, none of these words should be misspelled because part of the reason that you are using these in your writing and your stories is so that you can spell them correctly. It's to help you use the words and spell them correctly, right? Let's see what else we have here. We also have stitch, TCH, scratch, TCH, hitch, TCH, check, CH, catch, TCH, chose, that's chose, not choose. That's chose. Chose is the past tense of choose. Yes. Yes, please do. So, question.
Are we going to write the silly sentence?
You're going to do that, but not today. So,
Shall we?
shall we? Hopscotch. TCH. Chocolate. CH. Now look at some of these words too. Chocolate, for instance, you've got a couple different uses of a C in there, but you also have a hard C right in the middle. Chocolate. Chocolate. But keep in mind when you look at words like chocolate, because I see that one misspelled a lot, the way we usually say it, chocolate, just sounds like chocolate. Two syllables, right? Chocolate. But the word is actually chocolate. There are three syllables there, right? So you have a question. Chocolate. Chocolate. The chocolate. It'd be weird if we said it like that, wouldn't it? So any questions about these words? Or about how the digraphs work, how digraphs work? Any questions? Melon?
You can also say chocolate as chocolate, but it's still spelled the same.
And that would be how you would pronounce it in a different language. Yep. Now, the spelling is very similar in other languages, like in Spanish and French, but they're pronounced slightly different. Yeah.
Now I want chocolate.
Now he wants chocolate. I get
I'm
it.
eating chocolate.
I get it. Now,
Are we going to do our rolls?
not today. And you guys need to listen. Somebody already asked that question. Really?
Now I want chocolate.
Okay. Yes, Talon asked the question. He said silly sentences. He meant the writing. Yes. Yes, I know. Andrew's idiot. Okay, guys, focus. You can't be that distracted. Like,
It was the extra recess.
I think it might have been. You guys get a little extra time recess. I was hoping that would actually calm you down, not wind you up. All four legs of that chair on the ground, sir. Thank you. Yes, go ahead. Sellers, question.
Us kids can be strange.
We kids, and yes. Now, you guys have seen this before because we've done this before. Remember that August 20th?
Everybody should be on this.
That August 20th animation I just showed you guys? Guess what you did? You did this. Some of you. Brewer did not. She wasn't in our class yet. Good. So, on this page, guys, I don't want you getting caught up in just tracing these over here or underlining. Right now, when you do finish the rest, go ahead and do it. But The most important things on this page. Please be listening, those of you with your hands up. If your hands are up, your ears better not be closed. Because I'm giving you instructions right now. I want you to sort all of these words, all 20 of the words, into CH and TCH. Every single word that you move over to that category better be spelled right. If they are not spelled correctly, then you did not look back over at that word. Do not do this so quickly that you're misspelling things, okay? The point of these exercises is so that you do spell the spelling words correctly. Don, question.
I think this is what Madeline was talking about.
No, Madeline was talking about the rolling and writing. Okay, Brewer.
We also did this.
We did a very similar one last week. That is true. Not the same one, though. Now, we're working again with these suffixes. Ing, ed, and s. Remember, ing is something that's happening now. You're making it something that's happening now. Ed is happening in the past. That's past tense, right? Is something that is more, or it's a person who does it, right? And then est is most. So you could say, that desk is small, but this is the smallest. So that one's small, that one's smaller, that's the smallest. Let's see what's on the chair, so I think I have the smallest chair in the room over there. So, but do you get what I'm saying? You've got degrees. We've been working with those. Bless you. In the none section would be words, only words. Guys, listen. Some of you guys did this incorrectly last time. The none section is only for words that you cannot fit anywhere else. Okay? Only for words that you cannot fit anywhere else. Now there's another hint here. At the bottom. Look at the bottom. Remember. This is important. Remember. Double the final letter if the base word has a short vowel just before the last consonant. Now, what that means is that if you get a word like, let's see if any of these words actually do it. I don't think any of these, yeah, they do. Okay, see that word chop? See that word chop? Right here? Chop? That is a word that fits this right here. Chop. So when you do something like, you guys look at the word chop. It has a short vowel just before the last consonant. Look at the O before the P. Ah, that's a short vowel. Chop. Ah. It's not choop. It's chop. Ah, right? Or choke. No, it's chop. Short vowel before the P. So, what do I need to do then to the P when I do something like add ing to it? What do I need to do to the P? Yeah.
You need to put it in the ing area.
I do.
Two, I think you should rename none to other because it's.
Okay, but let's go back to this. What do I need to do to the P when I add the ing to it? I just read you guys the thing at the bottom. Again, I wasn't just doing it because I love hearing my own voice.
Double the final letter.
So how do I spell it then?
CHOPP.
That's right. That would be the same here. Now, if you said chopper, you can do the same thing here. Choppist isn't going to work. And choppers, yeah, it kind of works. I think we could probably argue that well.
Isn't chopper another word for a helicopter?
That's a copter, but you could say chopper. But chopper is also another word for a certain type of motorcycle. So yeah, you could use it. You can do it. It's not. I don't think it's very formal, but yes, you can use it. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys just a little bit of time to work on this. We will come back around and we'll do the rest of it together. Let's do this. Let's not spend a whole lot of time on this. It really shouldn't take you guys long. A lot of you have already gotten a good start on it. But we're only going to work on it, I would say, for maybe 10, 15 minutes. Good. I think that is plenty of time as long as you guys are focusing and working on it. And then we'll come back around and we will fill it out together and address any questions. Thumbs up? Good. Get working. Everybody should have this page open right now. We will go over the whole thing together. If you have a question about this page, I'm unfreeze.
It can be.
If we have a question about this page, wait until we get into it. And then we will go over it together. Bricks, question. For Miss Paula.
I was just there.
Okay, now. Nobody should be looking back at Briggs asking questions. You should be paying attention to what's happening up here. I just went over this. Okay, go ahead and throw that out. This page should be open on everyone's desks, and you should be following along. Okay. So up at the top, guys, every single word that has the CH, not the TCH, and yes, it was pointed out to me that even TCH words have CH in them. Of course they do. But you're still not going to put them in the CH box. The only ones that need to go into the CH are chat, check, chop, chose, that's chose, not shoes, arch, touch, cheap, perch, march, and that's it. Those are the only ones that go into the CH section. Double check your CH section. Make sure those are the words you have in there. Is there somebody else?
Not a boy, I don't think.
You're okay to go. Now, in the other section, your TCH, you're going to have stitch, hitch, snatch, sketch, ketchup, batch, match, catch, kitchen, stretch, and pitch. Those are the ones. That's what you should have in your TCH section. And again, it is really important that you guys write these out, every single one of them. Fill those sections in. Don't just stare at the board if you don't have them filled in. Write them down. Fill them in. You're writing these out multiple times, and you're using them in your stories, and we're doing them here because these are your spelling words. The more you write these with your hand and a pencil, the more times you use these words, the more likely you are to spell them correctly in the future. That means on the spelling test and in the future when you use them. A lot of these are really common words that you're going to see and use all the time. You need to get used to how they're spelled, okay? This will only help you in the future. So if you haven't filled out that section, make sure you're filling it out. And look carefully at those words. Now, when we get down to the second part, this is what I was saying. This is the part where I was saying, read them to yourselves. Say them to yourselves. Pronounce them. Listen to the vowel sounds. And look at the rule. Let's look at that rule again. That rule says, go down there. That rule says, remember, double the final letter if the base word, of course you know what the base word is, right? Has a short vowel just before the last consonant. That means literally right before the last consonant, okay? So some of these words, now I have some questions about this, so I want everybody to pay attention. There are reasons why some words don't have doubling. It has to be just before. So we already looked at chopping, chop, chopper, there's no chopest. So we're not going to put anything in those sections for that one, right? But there's also the word chat. Chat should also have a double T because it's the same thing. Here's our base word, chat. Say chat, guys. Say it. Now say ah. Right, it's short, isn't it? Because it's not shade. It's chat. Ah. It's a short word. And look, the vowel comes right before the T, the last consonant. So we're doubling it. So then how do I spell chatted? How do I spell chatted, Ariana? That's correct. That's correct. Now what about the word chatter? Is that a word?
No.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So if I had said to you guys, you know what, there is too much chatter in this room right now, what would I be saying? Sellers?
Everybody's chatting too much.
Yeah, there's too much chatting going on. So the word is chatter. How do I spell it though, Sellers?
CHATTER.
That's right. Chatter. Now, is there a boy already now? Yeah, Briggs is out. You're gonna have to go when Briggs comes back. Okay, and also, hey, there's another thing I want to point out to you guys one more time again. We also did have recess, and I do want you guys to get used to going to the bathroom during recess. We gave you a little bit longer today, so you really should have. But also, I will tell you right now, and I keep telling you and reminding you of these things because you really are about to go up to middle school, fourth grade, sooner than you think. There's some teachers up there who will not let you go to the bathroom multiple times in a class period. Okay. So you need to get used to that. You can't have people leaving the classroom 6 times to go to the bathroom, okay? Listen. Chatting, chatted, chatter. Chattist isn't a word, but I think there's a word that does work there. Breaks the rules a little bit. Sort of, kind of breaks the rules. Let me ask you a question. Is the word chatty a word? Chatty? CHATTY? Yes or no? Yes? Is that a word, guys? Chatty?
Yeah.
Yes. So what if I wanted to say chattiest? Would that be a word?
No.
Yes.
Yes, I'm the
You are the chattiest in this class right now, Sellers. Would that be? No, don't tell me if that's true or not. He's actually not talking right now. So sometimes you're pretty chatty though. So in that case, guys, we spell it like this. Remember that drop Y rule? Drop the Y. And you went I-E-S-T, chattiest. Now, that also means that chatter is a word, but that also means that chattier is a word. Okay? But I'm just using that as an example. Okay, now, let's look at some of these other ones. Who can give me another word for the ing section? Another word for ing, Andrew.
Catching.
What is it?
Catching.
Catching, how do you spell it? That's right. There's no doubling because there is no short vowel before the very last letter. So it's just catching. Now, let me ask you guys though, can we do anything in the ED section for catching? Madeline? Nope, catch isn't a word.
Caught.
It caught. That's right. This is the rule breaker. So there is nothing there for catching because the past tense for catching or for catch is C-A-U-G-H-T. Caught. C-A-U-G-H-T. Now, what about the ER? Can you use catch with an ER? Does that work there, Brewer? Does it work? Well, we're going on this one for now. Can you do catch with an ER? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, so how do you spell it?
C-A-T-C-E-R.
That's right. And now in this case, it does become a person who catches. They're catchers in baseball, right? Person who catches. Catchist, though, not going to work. Now, in this case, there is another sort of rule breaker situation going on. Have you guys ever heard that song is really catchy?
Yeah.
So there is the word catchiest. In which case, you could make that work in there, but really, well, you could. And it would follow the same rules here. It would be catchiest. You guys don't have to write these two down necessarily, but they are giving you an example of using that base word to turn into other words like chatty or catchy, and then chattiest, catchiest. Brewer, what's another one?
Stretching.
Stretching. Stretching. Yep, stretching. And again, you don't double anything in that word because there is no short vowel before the last consonant. Stretching. Stretching. Now, what about with the ED? Does it work?
Yeah.
Schmidt? I know. Hold on. We're still working on this one. Can we say stretched?
Yeah.
How do you spell it?
S-T-R-E-C-H-E-D.
That's right. Stretched. Not yet, because we're still working on stretch. So I'll come back to that. Guys, we're doing this together. We're following along together. This is why I need you guys focusing, not putting your hands up and closing your ears. Can we say stretcher?
Yeah. No.
Can we say stretcher?
No.
You said yes the first time. Now you're changing your mind? Don't change your mind.
No.
Absolutely 100% stretcher is a word.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is. What is it?
Like a person who stretches.
Well, you could say that, but I'm thinking about it now as a noun. And not a person who stretches. I mean, that would be a noun as well. But I don't want the meaning more, but I'm thinking about a different meaning for it, too. Well, there could, yeah, you could say that, too. Something that pulls things, right? You could say that, but there's another really, really common use for it. Talent?
Something stretchy.
No, but you could use stretchiest if you changed it to stretchy. In which case, that is another one of those IEST words that could fit there. Sellers.
Stretchier.
Well, stretchier and stretchiest can't work, but I'm talking about stretcher. Stretchier is a word, and so is stretchiest. But stretcher. What if I said to you, the ambulance showed up, and they took the leg up?
Chair.
Guys, please don't yell out. I'm glad that you got it, but please don't yell out. Yes, the ambulance showed up and then took away the guy with a broken leg on a stretcher. That's what those things are called, right? Now, you could say, just like you guys had said, there could be something, you could call something like maybe something that like pulls taffy a stretch or something like that, right? Or somebody who's doing stretches. A stretcher, but that's the one I was thinking of. Now again, like I said, stretch E is a word with a Y, and stretch ES could also work right there. So could stretch here, right? Shreya, what's your ING word?
Stitching, like I'm stitching my brother now, and he won't stop talking.
Okay. I hope you don't really do it, but yes, figuratively. Yes, stitching absolutely works. Stitching absolutely works. Now, does stitched work, Sellers?
Yes.
How do you spell it?
S-T-I-C-C-H-E-D.
That's right, stitched. Stitched. What about stitcher?
Yeah.
Stitcher work?
Yeah.
You guys think stitcher works? I think we could probably make that work. I think we could probably say stitcher. And again, you don't have to double anything because that vowel does not come right before that last consonant. Stitch. Even though it is a short vowel, it does not come right before the H. Stitch. Brooke. You have another ING word? What's another ING word?
Touching.
Touching. Now, can I use that as an ED word? Can I use that as an ED word? Jack, what's the word? How do you spell it? That's right. Can we say toucher? You're not really going to use that very often. You're not going to say that word a lot. But again, like I said, remember last time we talked about ER words? How we talked about how we kind of use them a lot? We throw ER on as a suffix to words that really aren't really used that way. But yeah, you could probably say toucher. Like, that kid likes touching everything. He's a real toucher. Right? You might say that. I don't think you'd want to use that in a formal paper, but I think in speech you'd probably be alright. Now there is the word touchy, as in, yeah, it was a touchy subject. But again, we also use E, the Y, that Y at the end of words, that makes the E sound. We use that in a lot of ways too that aren't really formal. So we just have a tendency in our language to throw it onto a lot of words, right? So what I want to do really quickly is let's take a quick look up at this list before we move on and talk about a couple things. Hitching and hitched, those obviously work, right? Hitching or hitched with an ED. But I want to talk about this word right here. What is that word right there, guys? What's that word, Brooks? Chose. Is that past tense already?
Yeah.
It is. What would be the present tense version of it? Choose. So choosing would be a word then, correct? Yes. Choosing would be a word, but you wouldn't say chose, would you? Chosing and chose and choser, none of those work. Chose is going to be an example that goes into our none category. I hope everybody has that one there. Yes? Or is somebody going to try to give me an argument for that one working? If you're not on this word and your hand's up for another reason, you better put it down. That's what we're talking about right now. You have something to say about chose? Chosen is a word. Like Madeline was just chosen to answer a question. Chosen is a word, chose. But chose is the past tense of choose. Choosing is a word, but there is no choose because the word is chose. Right? Yes?
How about chose?
I just said that's not a word. Chose is past tense already. You guys have to listen. This is why I say don't put your hands up, you're closing your ears. Your arms go up, your ears close. Madeline, go ahead. Okay, but hold on. We're looking at some of the words up here first, guys. If your hands are up about anything else, put them down. If you're not listening, put them down. Jack, do you have a question? I'm sorry, what? I can't hear you. Chose looks like chaos.
How?
Well, chaos is spelled like this. CHAOS. So I'm hoping it doesn't look too much like that. Now, that's another one of those situations like the name Chloe where the CH makes a K sound, but that is not all that common in English. Occasionally you'll see it. But it isn't that common. You don't see it that often. You see it in some names. They're like the composer Bach, B-A-C-H. Or the name Chloe. But chaos. But chaos also comes from a Greek word. So that's where that CH sound comes from, and actually it was probably spelled with K. But anyway. Arch. We could say arching and arch, correct? Can we say archer?
Yeah, kind of.
And what would it mean?
It means I forgot, but you can do marching.
You can, yep. Marching, marched, and marcher would also work. Now, archest would not work, and marchest wouldn't work either. But what is an archer?
Someone with a bow.
Someone with a bow and arrow? Yeah, somebody who practices archery, right? An archer. That's right. That's right. Good archer. Now, what other ones we have here? Batch. Batching. Matcher could work, right? What about perch, though? What about perch? Can we say perching? Yes or no?
Yeah. Yeah.
Could we say perched?
Yeah.
Yeah. Could you say percher?
No.
I don't think that formally you would say percher. Again, like I said, sometimes in English we tend to throw er onto things. So you could say like, oh, that bird perches a lot. He's a real percher. But again, like I said, that's weird. You don't really use that. You probably wouldn't want to use that in a paper. Now, perched is also, not only is it a verb, it's also a noun. Same with the fish, correct? I think Madeline told a joke earlier that actually worked through that word. Did you hear what she said?
No.
Ask again. Ask Miss Paula.
What did the bird say to the fisherman? Nice perch.
Pretty good, right?
I don't
pretty
get
good.
it. A perch is a fish, but a perch is also what a bird stands on.
That's right.
Oh.
Or what a bird does, which is perching. Exactly. So it works. It's a pretty good joke. Okay, what about kitchen, guys? Can it go anywhere else down there? Kitchening, kitchened, kitchener, kitchenist? Those?
I feel like kitchenist would be someone who works in the kitchen.
I think you're thinking like kitchenist, but that wouldn't be a word either. Now, kitchen goes into our noun category. Kitchen goes into our noun category. It's a noun that can't really be changed into anything else. Kitchen. Kitchener. Catch-up's another one, guys. I know you've got an argument for catch-ups. Andrew wants catch-up to be a word because he wants to use it as a verb. We also have a tendency in English to use a lot of words as verbs that aren't verbs. So even the word, when we use, okay, here's one. Now I know some of you have phones. First, I think you're a little young for that, but I know some of you do. And I know, of course, your parents do. You ever hear them say something like, oh, I just texted my friend. So text is a noun. It is not a verb, but we in our English language nowadays use it as a verb all the time. I was just texting. Or I texted my friend. It's not really a word because it's a noun, it's not a verb. But we like to take nouns and turn them into verbs. So we do that a lot, right? And in that case, that's how catch-up would become something, because Andrew could say like, man, I really like catch-up. I catch-upped everything. Then you can catch up on everything. But it wouldn't be a real word, so you wouldn't really want to use it in a paper or anything. Zoe, question? Well, I hope you don't too much, because we're in school. Jack? Oh, yeah, go ahead.
No.
Mallory?
When you said that we have a tendency to throw R's on something or not, on something, I don't have a killer whale, they add an on kill.
But killer is a real word, though. So that one actually does work. Informal writing as well. Tell
Chicken. So, ketchup is actually made out of sugar.
It's made out of sugar and tomato. Mm-hmm. That's right. It's got a lot of sugar in it, actually. Schmidt.
I know, that's Tom 13 because
good.
There's no reason to use it.
That's my opinion, but that's just my opinion. Some people have different opinions on it. Okay. Let's quickly take a look at the other words. Most of those work. Snatched, sketched, pitched, pitcher. That works. Pitcher actually works in multiple ways. Pitcher as in the person who pitches in a baseball game, right? Or pitcher as in, I've got a pitcher of iced tea.
A picture of like a photograph.
Nope. Different word altogether. You're thinking of a completely different word. I'm using the word picture. You're using the word picture. That is something that people commonly mispronounce, but that word is actually picture. It's not pitcher. It's picture. Picture. This T-U-R makes that same kind of sound. But it's picture. Not picture. Yes?
Do you know something talking about catcher?
Uh-huh.
I'm the captain.
There you go. Hey, take the lid of your water out of your mouth, please. Now. Uh-huh.
Have you ever heard, like, I say, oh, it's time for my mom. Who are you texting?
Yep. Yeah, because we use it as a word now. But it isn't. It's really we took a noun and turned it into a verb, into something we do. So.
I have a word for the ing that no one even thought about.
Which one?
Sketching.
Sketching. Yep, some people have that one. Sketching is a word. Sketched is a word. And sketcher, you could say sketcher, not the company sketchers that make shoes.
It's artist. I'm sketching.
You know, you could say that. Yeah, you're sketching, right? And we already said march, we said touch, we said pitch. So I think we've actually covered most of these. Batch checked. Checking is a word. Checker is a word as well. Checked, but not checkest. So most of these actually don't work in the EST, but there is one word on here that does. Who can tell me one word that works really well in the EST? Andrew?
Cheapest.
That's right. That's right. I'm going to write it down here.
I put cheapest.
Guys, please don't call out. I'm glad you put it. This isn't a competition. You should all be getting the right ones. Hey? And just because somebody said it before you doesn't mean you need to sound so exasperated. You know what that means? Exasperated? Okay. Madeline.
I made a sentence out of these three words, the three last words for CH, and can I get a sample away as well when you're doing this?
Yes. Okay, so I think we've covered those. Any questions, guys, or any other words that you really want to argue are words down here that we didn't talk about? No, we didn't list everything, obviously, because we ran a little out of space here. Andrew? Yes, he still wants ketchup. We know what he wants. He wants to be a ketchuper.
Ketchup.
Tell him. Was that a thumbs down, or are you thinking, okay, you're saying you don't have any more. Okay. I think you can go, yes. There are no other boys out. I don't think. Andrew.
One day I'm gonna cover the whole world with ketchup.
Okay. Madeline. What is your sentence?
How cheap is that push? Because I need to margin it.
All right, there you go. Good. Good. And I'm going to hitch it to the back of my truck when I go catching some fish after I chop down a tree and meet my archer friend. Okay. So, let's go ahead and you guys will be writing. I've been getting the question. Yes, you're going to be writing a story with these, but you are not going to be doing it quite yet. If you go back up to, go to the front page. Take a look at the calendar. And tell me what it says on Thursday, March 25th. What does it say? Who's going to tell me whether or not we're writing the story
Billy
tomorrow?
rule and write a story from...
Yes, but raise your hand next time, settlers.
Oh, I thought we were just...
No, we're not yelling it out. Not until I tell you to. But yes, that's correct. It does say that we are doing the story tomorrow. So we will write our stories tomorrow. Andrew?
What's Monday?
What is Monday? Are you looking at the Monday? Are you looking at Monday, April 5th? We have no school that day.
Why?
Because we don't come back until April 6th. It's still spring break.
Yeah. I know, I'm saying, what is that?
What is it? What is it? What do you mean, what is it? What is the what?
Oh, that's when we return.
Yeah, it says return from spring
I'm gonna be in Idaho.
break tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow we will be writing our stories. Tomorrow we're also going to do a little bit more of our fractions. Friday I've got something else planned altogether. So we will return to that. We will be doing this tomorrow. And then, of course, our little fraction info and then we'll end the story. Okay, so for now, for the rest of today,